So what I'm looking at today is using Power Automate to post to your Blusky account. One of the things that I've had set up for quite a while is using Power Automate to post things like new blog posts, new videos, things like that to my LinkedIn account. And for a while, I had it working on Twitter before Twitter went to crap. Um, uh, but one of the things that I haven't gotten set up until just now or recently is setting up my uh, Power Automate feed to actually copy those posts to Blusky as well. And it's actually really simple to get it set up. So what we need to do is the first thing you're going to need is an app key or an app password from your Blusky account, and that's really easy to find that. You just go into your Blusky, go under settings, and you can go under privacy and security, and there's a section here called app passwords. You just click that and you add a NAT password. It'll give you a block of a password kind of in the format of 4 characters or 4 sets of 4 characters each. And it'll make sure that you copy it down because it'll only show it to you once, and you won't be able to access it again after that. Once you have your app password, then the next thing you need to do is go over here into Power Automate, and you can do whatever it is your trigger is. For setting up your flow, however it is you want to get into that. There's really only 3 steps that you need. The first thing you're going to do is set up an active session. So you will basically use your username and that app password that you just got and connect to Blusky and get a server or a session token. And the next thing you do is parse that response, get the session token out of that. And then the third step is to actually create your post going to Blusky. So one of the things, or the first step here is to just use like an HTTP action. And I've given it, a name, get credentials. And you're going to call this endpoint on the Blusky API. It's this blusky.social xrpc com at proto server create session. So create session is the endpoint that will give you your session token. You're going to make sure you add a header here for application JSON as the content type, and it's a post call to that endpoint. And you're going to pass in this payload, and it's going to include the identifier, which is your Blusky username. And then the password is the API password that you got from Blusky. And obviously this one's not my actual password. I'm not going to show you that, but it'll look similar to this. So that's what you pass in. You will get back from Blusky a JSON response, and this is the format of the structure. The token that you're going to, or the piece that you're going to need is this access JWT token. That'd be down here at the end. And then the third step and the final step is to actually just create your post. So for creating the post, you're going to use an HTTP action. You're going to call this endpoint here is the create record endpoint. Again, it's a post. For the authorization, or for the headers, you're going to use authorization. You're going to add bearer space and then that JWT token that's coming across. Again, for content type, you're going to pass in application.json. And then you're going to have the payload, which is going to be formatted something like this. So this is the very simplest version. I'll show you another version here in just a second. But basically, you're going to say, okay, this is I'm passing in a post. I'm going to add that post to this account. And then the record object here is the post itself. So it's a post format. The text of the post here. And then create ad is kind of optional, but you can put that in if you want it to post later. Just put in UTC now, so post it now. But like I say, this line here is actually optional. If you don't put it in there, it'll default to right now. So that's the very basic version of it. But say you want to do something like include a hyperlink in your post. That's something that if you just put the hyperlink in the text, there are some people out there that say you just put it in the text, but that doesn't work. It just posts that URL as plain text. It doesn't actually put the link in there. You have to do something a little bit different. Let me go ahead and show you that. So I can go here, one of my other flows, and this is the actual flow that does that. So, this is the structure of my flow here. So this is getting my new posts off my RSS feed off my website. This is getting the information about the post. This is taking the categories and turning them into hashtags that it will apply to that. Or this is actually initializing the variable for it. This is actually the step here that I'm using to create the hashtags and putting them into a string. This post here actually creates my post content. So I've got the title, here I say, oh, new blog post. Here's the title, and then I'm going to add the hashtags. And then I've got two branches here. This one posts to LinkedIn, and it's pretty straightforward here. So I've got that content post here as the outputs. LinkedIn lets you put in more content, so I'm adding actually the summary from my RSS feed, and then there's the link to it and the title. On the other side here for my Blusky, which is what I've just added. So again, these are the same. This is the getting your session variable, so it's getting your access token. Then it's parsing that to get the token out of there. And then here is the actual post that's posting it to my content. So again, it's that create record endpoint. We're calling it as a post. I'm adding the token in the header as a bearer token. Content type is application.json. But here is the difference here in what I've got. So as far as my text, so this is taking the text that I've created up here that includes the header and the hashtags. And then I'm adding this additional thing here. Check it out. So the check it out string is what I'm going to turn into my URL. It's going to be a clickable link in the post. Again, the create edit is optional. But what you need here is this facets object here. And this is what is going to turn this check it out string into a URL. So there's a couple pieces that you need here. The first one is the index, and this tells you where in the string that's part of this text is the URL going to be created. So you have a byte start and a byte end, and what it does here is this is doing a calculation. So it's saying, okay, I'm going to take the length of this string. I'm adding 2 characters to account for my new lines. So that's what this function is here. So I'm doing the length of the post content. I'm adding 2 characters here, so it skips these 2 new lines. So that's the start of my URL. So my URL is going to start here, and it's going to end there. And then the second one there is I'm taking the length of that, and I'm adding 15 characters. So it's basically starting here plus 2, so it starts here and up to 15 past the end of outputs. So it's going to turn this block of text here into a URL that's clickable. And then for that index, I've got the following features. So I'm going to create a hyperlink, and then I'm going to put into that the URI value, which is the primary link. And what you'll get when you have that, it'll post to the it'll create that post in your feed in Blusky. So let me go over here to this and scroll down to the last post. Where was it at? Okay, I should have pulled this up first. Okay, there it is. So here's the post that went out earlier today. So it's a new blog post. Here's the title and the hashtag. There was only one hashtag on that. And then there's that check it out. So I actually have updated a little bit since I posted to get rid of some extra white space, but so the next time it'll be a little bit cleaner. But you can see here it's a clickable link. If I click that, it takes you out to the blog post. So that's really all that you need. It's very simple and straightforward and pretty easy to implement. All you need is the HTTP action and the parse JSON action. So you've got your 2 different HTTP actions and then your parse in between to get the token out of here. That's really all you need. Blusky is amazing. It's very simple to interact with and get it set up and working. Thank you.